Martin Truex Jr. puts on a clinic in today's Auto Club 400 as he takes home the victory and takes his first win of the 2020 season. As I welcome you to the NASCAR MDK post-race show for the first time on this YouTube channel. And basically, it's simple. I recap what happened in today's race and give you my thoughts on today's event. So let's get right into it. Auto Club Speedway, the final race of the NASCAR Goes West campaign. You see Kevin Harvick there relaxing, patiently waiting to try and make history, becoming, I think, a handful of drivers to go 4 in a row. The last person to do that was Jimmie Johnson back in 2010. And here we go, green flag in the air. Martin Truex Jr. started on the pole. Next in was teammate alliance Kyle Busch. Truex got a big jump on the restart, and normal Fontana, so they just spread out, fan out 4 wide and 5 wide action. Then later on, a couple laps later, like around lap 13, Kyle Busch gets around Martin Truex Jr. coming off of turn number 4 to take home the first lead change of the race. Then halfway into stage number 1, pit stops come into play. Joe Logano first led them off, trying to split the stage into 2, which led to a bunch of drivers like Austin Dillon, Jimmie Johnson, and others to come onto pit road. And then on lap 30, officially halfway, Martin Truex Jr. comes back on the inside to try and take the lead back away from Kyle Busch. And then things start to get interesting. Kyle Larson and Kevin Harvick. Harvick trying to go 4 in a row. He and Larson were battling it out for around 3 to 4 laps. They were just side by side with each other and got loose. Larson got loose underneath Kevin Harvick, and then trouble came. Kevin Harvick tried to side draft into Kyle Larson, but instead of that, he makes contact with Larson. Harvick goes up into the wall, smacks the wall, and that basically ruins his day and ruins his chances on going 4 in a row. Now here's what Kyle Larson's team said about the incident.
3 laps into a race. Didn't do a damn thing wrong there, so he's gonna be mad, but I didn't do anything wrong to race him. No, it was him. We let him go when he run us down, then he wants to run out on our door all the way around.
And then finally, the final lap of stage 1, Martin Truex Jr. took home the stage win, his first at Fontana. Stage 2 comes into play. Joe Logano first led them off on lap 12, but then Martin Truex Jr. trying to close in. And on lap 13, 1 lap later, he completes the pass on Joe Logano and take the lead back from him. Then issues come into pit road. Then during the pit stop cycle, Jamie McMurray almost had a big accident come into play. He went onto pit road, got loose his seam underneath Daniel Suarez, came up the track and right in front of William Byron, who was able to get away unscathed and pass him for position. Then a couple laps later, Ryan Newman moves up the track into Trevor Bayne, which sends Bayne into the wall. And then 1 lap later, Trevor Bayne blows a tire and smacks the outside retaining wall hard. And also Paul Menard, who also hit the wall, he was limping onto pit road, which brought out the second caution of the day, or the second real caution out. Restart comes into play. Martin Truex Jr. and Kyle Busch once again starting on the front row. It was 8 laps to go, which allowed this 4 wide battery seat there for position, almost 3 wide. Keselowski tried to make a run through the middle, but Truex, he just has a strong race car, makes a bold move on the outside lane to inherit the lead once again. Stage points was key, and that's what William Byron tried to do, battling Kurt Busch to keep that 10th position. Remember, stage points is only awarded to the top 10, and that's what they're fighting for the final transfer spot, or for the final points spot. And coming off turn 4 at the end of stage 2, Martin Truex Jr. takes the stage win and another playoff point, and William Byron takes the 10th and final stage point. Stage 3, Kyle Busch and Martin Truex Jr. were just battling out. Here with 72 laps to go. Truex is hunting him down, but then David Reagan had issues, hit the wall, which brought out the 3rd real caution of the day. Then on lap 49, Matt DiBenedetto had issues. He smacked the outside wall. He was able to come up pit road, and the caution did not wave. So tough break for him. You see here, right here, he just looks like he just went up to the wall and just made contact with it, or he blew it right front. We're not sure of it, but tough break for him in the 32 team. And then Kyle Busch and Martin Truex Jr. were still battling it out. Kyle Busch takes the lead, and then Truex took the lead right back. And you see here, Truex finally was able to complete the pass. But then, 38 laps ago, Busch and Truex came onto pit road at the exact same time, which meant the race off of pit road will most likely give the race winner. And Kyle Busch got a greater jump than Martin Truex Jr., so he was able to get out first ahead of Martin Truex Jr. However, Truex was creeping back to Kyle Busch, and Truex was able to get around the 18 of Kyle Busch. And then Kyle Busch's car started to fall off. Kyle Larson, with 20 laps to go, was able to get by him for the 2nd place. But Larson was no match for the 78 crew. Martin Truex Jr. takes his first win of the season and his first on a 2-mile track at Fontana. See him doing the burnouts analysis. talk to the drivers of Kevin Harvick and Kyle Larson to talk about see what happened on that lap 45 incident.
I went down the side draft and he was coming up and we touched and it just knocked the thing to the right and just spun out. I mean, I don't know that that's his fault. I think that's my fault for, you know, coming down the racetrack right there and trying to side draft, and then as we touched right there, it just came back up the racetrack. So.
Well, we were racing really hard. I was better than him in 3 and 4. He was better than me in 1 and 2, and I'd side draft him down the front stretch. He'd side draft me down the back stretch, and I don't know if he was just coming down to side draft me or what, but we made contact, and it spun his car to the right.
Here's a look at the results after today's race. Martin Truex Jr. wins the race and becomes actually sweeps the entire race. Won stage 1, won stage 2, and won the race. This is the 3rd time he's done it, and the 2nd driver to do that. Kyle Larson comes home in 2nd, Kyle Busch 3rd, Brad Keselowski in 4th, and Joey Logano in 5th. How about a nice run for Ryan Blaney? He recovered after smacking the wall around stage 2 earlier today. Jimmy Johnson, his first top 10 in 10 races. It's a big shock for him, but good thing he comes home in 9th. Austin Dillon comes home in 10th. Teammates Clint Bowyer and Eric Almirola 11th and 12th. Alex Bowman 13th. Kurt Busch 14th. William Byron 15th, and then Chase Elliott, big shock to him, comes home in 16th. I thought he would do a lot better in this race because he was so good in practice, but comes home 16th today. Jimmy McMurray 17th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 18th, Paul Menard in 19th, Darrell Wallace Jr. in the rounds of the top 20. Here are some notables: Daniel Suarez 23rd, and then you see there Kevin Harvick finishes 34th with Trevor Bayne 37th. Now here's a look at the standings following Fontana. With that win, Martin Truex Jr. takes the top spot, 216 points ahead. Kyle Busch in 2nd, Joe Logano 3rd, Brad Keselowski 4th, Ryan Blaney in 5th, Denny Hamlin 6th, Kyle Larson 7th. Now Kevin Harvick with those 2 wins, however, he falls to 8th in points. Clint Bowyer in 9th, Eric Almirola's teammate in 10th. Then 11th is also his teammate Kurt Busch, the Austin Dillon Daytona 500 champion in 12th, Eric Jones 13th. Ryan Newman 14th, Paul Menard 15th, and Alex Bowman 16th, because we're still going to take in consideration the penalty from Chase Elliott. So now, what do I rate this race? I'm going to have like a tracker down here. Every time I'm going to do a post-race show, I'm going to rate it. Whoa, scale of 1 to 10. Yeah, it's going to be a 5 out of 10. This race did not live up to its expectations like I hoped it would. Actually, no, I'm going to give it a leave. I'm going to give it 5.56 out of 10. I mean, it was meh. Like, stage 1, I feel like it was alright. It provided some battles, not up front at least, but it provided some good battles, especially between Harvick and Larson. Good battles all around the racetrack, so stage 1 was okay. Stage 2 kind of fell off a bit, but then picked up later on with Kyle Busch, and Martin Truex Jr. battling it out. Stage 3 with the pit strategy that was going on, so it was alright. That's why I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. But I just wish it had a bit more competitiveness up front. But, I mean, there was just no stopping the 78. And I thought Kyle Larson would take it. But, I mean, hey, I guess not. So, with that, let's take a look at how my Fantasy Live picks went. So, as you can tell from the starters, Kevin Harvick was my starter, but after he crashed, I put him in the garage and replaced him with Clint Bowyer, which it was alright. He finished in the top 15, which is what I expected out of him. Martin Truex Jr., obviously, since he won, that's a good payday for me. Kyle Larson did pretty well there. Finished 2nd, Kyle Busch 3rd. Chase Elliott, man, you disappointed me, Chase. Finished, what, 16th or 17th, so Bowyer and Elliott really, I mean, I expected Bowyer to be around the top 12, but Elliott, I was not expecting for him to have such a bad run today. And the bonus, I completely fell off on the bonus. I thought Harvick, because he was so good, he was coming through the pack, so I thought he would win stage 1 and stage 2, and maybe Larson, because I knew Larson had a better car than him, which is why I figured he would have won the race. But I did pick Toyota because I knew how strong Truex and Kyle Busch were. Those two were the only 2 drivers that were able to maybe keep up with Kyle and Larson. Well, they got by Larson. So that's why I picked Truex as my manufacturer, or not Truex, but Toyota as a manufacturer winner. So I got some 10 bonus points of that, which is good. But yeah, this is the first episode of the Poster Show. I'll try to do more later on in the race. Tell me what you guys think of it. If it's not, I guess, normal, if I sound a bit off, it's the first time I'm doing this, so give me a break, alright? But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. And the next race is my favorite, Martinsville Speedway. Oh, I'm going to love Martinsville. Last year did not disappoint. Both Martinsville races were great, especially the fall one. It was fantastic. So I am very looking forward to this week, to next weekend's race. But yes, until next time, I'm Jake Krause from NASCAR on MDK, and I will see you in the next video.